Good morning and welcome to Breakfast News. I am David Opasile. The headlines. Governor Obiano reassures on effective security network across the state. State Police Command arrests 2 armed robbery suspects at Amansi. Court orders organized labor not to embark on industrial action. And on the foreign scene, 2 people stabbed at Sony Music headquarters, London. We'll begin from here in Oka, where the state government is to launch the CCTV initiative in the security apparatus of the state very soon. Governor Willie Obiano disclosed this in Oka during the State Technical and Creativity Day. Government House correspondent Kenneth Kwofoma tells us more.
According to the governor, the CCTV cameras, which will be mounted across all nooks and crannies of the state, will have great prospects for not only security, but also for road safety. Governor Obiano revealed that the State Executive Council has approved the purchase of the cameras and they will soon be installed. The governor promised that under his watch, security will continue to receive priority attention to ensure that the state remains viable for investors who are coming in their daily use.
In a short time from now, we are going to launch CCTV initiative in security arrangement. We call it the invisible eye. No matter what you do, the CCTV will see you. And if it is something that is criminal in nature, we will very easily pick you up without wasting time. It's going to be a big deal. People in ESCO will attest to the fact that we just approved the purchase of those items. There are millions of them stored everywhere. You would see them under mango, under everywhere. So no matter what you do, we'll pick it up. And it will create jobs for over 200 youths who will be monitoring the system 24 hours.
Governor Obiano further said his government will take advantage of the creativity which the technical colleges in the state avails to advance security and other sectors of the state economy.
I want to tell you without fear of being challenged that Anambra youths are the most productive and creative youths you have in this country. We set up this innovation center that we are going to call Anambra Innovation Center. You know, it's going to be a big, massive building with proper library type of sitting arrangement, with laptops properly connected, 24-hour power supply. Anybody that is creative can rent a little space, you know, and be there to do a lot of brain work.
In Oka, I am Kenneth Kwofoma, reporting for ABS News.
Still in Oka, it was a sight to behold at the maiden edition of Anambra Technical and Creativity Day as students of different government technical colleges and other private individuals showcased their innovations to an audience who were marveled at the science and technological leap taking place in the state. The report is here. The present geographical location known as Anambra State has been known as the home of great science and technological innovations, as well as for excellence in arts and creative works. And as such, seeing these young people with their products raises hope of a greater tomorrow for the state as being facilitated by the state government through the Ministries of Youth Empowerment and Creative Economy and Basic Education. Some of the products on display included a prefabricated robot, an engine that converts polythene materials to different raw materials, drones, model houses with fully fitted air conditioners and electrical wiring. At the event, ABS spoke to a teenager from Mbaohu in Oka South local government area, Mr. Gerald Odo, who built a tricycle powered with motorcycle engine with double tires on the front and reverse capacity, which he named Geraldo, explained that access to funds, raw materials and better environment to improve on their work remain the basic challenges.
I have a motombo Geraldo. Here on our service, but on our machine in Anambra State. I can use wind machine where we have to another tricycle apart from keke and better from China. no ya ka ji roll the thing over 2 tire n'iru vuru one nazi to be different between keke and always steering or even keke we the balance because of na match you accident o ge bido n'iru we accident o ma bido nazi o ya be me o je we 2 balance o je we the 2 tire n'iru than was a one nazi and the engine machine I use I will revise and I tell revise I feel brand by any motor try to revise you to watch you as and over tire where more than keke we do gear niru the motor wo anything go guy anything get maka we na chiaz ye ni na do niru no na ye me na I reach bedia because of there's no guard ho like I do up to this stage.
Another respondent, Master Samuel Uzo from Government Technical School Osamala, said the school have helped them develop their technical skills in brickmaking, metal fabrication and welding, while calling on young people to see it as a point of duty to learn a handwork and on the state government to invest more in technical and vocational education.
I have experienced a lot of things because this molding of block, we have used it, we have learned how to lay block. In our school, there are some buildings in our school that don't even call, or there's no contractor that we even call. So we use our hand and lay the block. Even this block we mold, we use our hand and mold it. So I learned a lot of things.
Sharing the same views, Master Francis Obiekwe from St. John's Science and Technical College, Alo, and the manager of Archbishop Henry Technical School, Ogidi, Reverend Prince Igwe, who helped his students to, within 2 weeks, develop a model of photographic drone, called for support by private sector investors. On the part, the Commissioner for Youth Empowerment and Creative Economy, Mr. Bonaventure Nemali, and his basic education counterpart, Professor Kate Omenoa, explained some of the efforts being spearheaded by both ministries to sustain the success being recorded in technical education and skills acquisition for young people in the state.
We started this program in partnership with Bring It On Africa, an NGO. As you know, Your Excellency, one of the mandates of the Ministry of Youth Empowerment and Creative Economy is actually to work closely with NGOs, and we've been doing that. Bring It On Africa is one of the NGOs that came on board to make sure that we actually identify all these youth within Anambra State.
That's what we talk about, how they're going to make our production unit to work. And that's what the effort we are trying to make, so that there is sustainability. That after everything we've done, that this is sustained over time.
It's about to take off. You can see it now. It's about taking off. Yeah.
This, as you can see, is the Anambra State Technical and Creativity Day, and so far we've seen several things being displayed by schools and individuals here on the grounds of Marble Ark Hotel. Okay, there are things people will always say that the technical or science education has not improved or is not moving ahead in the state, but what we're seeing on ground here, this is to tell you that we are far ahead of where we've come from, and we'll get better if private sector government officials invest in this part of creating and developing our young people to become part of telling a story of a better Nigeria. This is David Okwasele from Oka here for ABS News. The State Police Command has nabbed 2 armed robbery suspects for Daredevil midnight robbery at Amansi, Oka North. The suspects, one Ikesh Kwataba and his accomplice, one John Osita, both aged 21 years, were said to have broken into the residence of one Professor Eric Ofedu of Nnamdi University and Weke Friday of Amansi, robbing them of Toyota Camry car, 3 laptops, international passports, unspecified cash, and other valuables. According to the State Police Public Relations Officer, Mr. Haruna Mohammed, the SBs recovered from the suspects include the Toyota Camry, stolen from the first victim, 1 fabricated pistol, and 25 cartridges. Other SBs are 5 laptops, 2 machetes, an international passport belonging to the professor, a hacksaw, handsets, and other accessories. The PPRO said the suspects who were apprehended by the detachment of the police force have confessed to the crime and are assisting the police with useful information that could aid investigation, after which they could be charged to court for prosecution. Anambra State government has called on motorists to always go for annual vehicle roadworthiness tests in order to minimize the rate of accidents on roadways. Secretary to the state government, Professor Soloch Kulobele, made the call during the 2018 National Conference of Directors and Chief Road Traffic Officers of the Federation, Vehicle Inspection Officers, VIOs in Oka. Correspondent Emmanuel Chibata has the detailed report.
Professor Chukwulobelu, who recalled that years back the state of road in the country were terribly poor, applauded the federal and Anambra state governments for improving the road conditions in Nigeria. He said it has made tremendous progress by ensuring that VIO's practices in Anambra becomes the best in the country, and underscored the need for VIOs and other agencies, including Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, Civil Defense and the Nigerian Police Force, to collaborate and streamline functions to ensure that there is orderliness on the road.
The driver, the vehicle, and the road itself, very important components. If any one of them is not there, the risk of accident.
In a remark, the Commissioner for Transport, Mr. Uchenna Okafor, noted that Road Traffic Management Agency and Road Safety Corps are very important in the state due to the fact that Anambra is the gateway to other states across Southeast and other states in the country, and reiterated the relevance of safety of vehicles and security in protecting lives and properties.
Road traffic management and road safety is very important to us because Anambra is the gateway to the Southeast, South-South, and some part of North-Central, and also the transit zone to all those areas. So the level of traffic here is very, very, very high, and considering the small landmass we have.
Earlier in an address, the acting national chairman of VIOs of the Federation, Mr. Gabagaya, maintained that drivers contribute to road accidents and disclosed plans to ensure that drivers are properly trained, tested, and licensed before plying on the road. He commended Governor Obiano and the Ministry of Transport for their support in making the conference a reality.
And the deliberation at this meeting here in the city of Oka will immensely contribute to the reduction of traffic accidents on our roadways.
The keynote speaker, who is the immediate past chairman of VIOs of the Federation, Reverend Otuyemi Bayo, noted that there are three essential factors that are needed to be worked upon in order to enhance a sustainable road traffic safety and security, including the state of vehicle, driver, and road. Reverend Bayo, however, appreciated the efforts of state governments, especially Anambra state government, that has since moved from level of no inspection, partial inspection, and manual inspection to computerized inspection. The conference themed Innovative Strategies for Enhancing Sustainable Road Traffic Safety and Security attracted the traditional ruler of Oka, Obigi Singwosu, Senior Special Assistant to Governor on Public Transport, Mr. Raf Okoye, and other government functionaries. Governor Obiano was also decorated as the mayor of VIOs in the state, alongside the Commissioner for Transport. In Oka, Emmanuel Chibata, ABS News.
The Anambra State Internal Revenue Service has vowed to recover the over 500 million naira outstanding debts owed the state by gaming operators. The chairman of the State Internal Revenue Service, Dr. David Nzepu, stated this shortly after the straining visit to some gaming outfits in Oka and environs with the man of the Enforcement Department of the board. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo, who was among the chairman's entourage during this exercise, now completes the story.
The group visited gaming outfits at Ifite Road, Ameni, number 5, Nwachebelu Street, Amachaloka, Aroma, Ifite Axis, back of Government House permanent site, the new Abakaliki Street Axis, among others, where they demanded for evidence of annual gaming permits and receipts for tax payment from the operators. During the visit, equipments of the operators who were unable to provide the requirements were confiscated, including their laptops, desktop computers, Tama printers, CP-Link, decoder and television sets, which will be claimed by the owners after provision of evidences of payment and clearance of debts. Dr. Nzeku said that significant number of gaming operators in the state have not been paying their dues, urging them to retrace their steps as the state government would no longer tolerate such. Dr. Nzeku charged gaming operators in the state operating without permit to obtain it from the state gaming board to avoid harassment, as the distraining exercise will continue until the 2017 and 2018 outstanding debts are recovered.
Exercise is going to be sustained until we've covered the entire state. It is surprising to see that virtually all the places that we visited have not paid the gaming permits. However, it is significant to note that a particular operator, BetKing, have cleared their liability with the state. So we expect that either the gaming operators are coming as a group or they are paying individually, that they clear all their indebtedness to the state as quickly as possible, because the exercise that we are conducting presently, we intend to sustain it until all gaming operators in the state have paid all their outstanding to the state.
Putin, the head, Legal and Enforcement Department of the Internal Revenue Service, Barrister David Onilofo, noted that the exercise would help in increasing the level of compliance of the gaming operators in tax payment, which will increase the internally generated revenue of the state.
That other people that have not even complied will know that Anambra State Internal Revenue Service is now active and wants for them to do the needful in terms of being tax compliant.
It will be recalled that the State Internal Revenue Service, in its quest to recovering the state's outstanding debts, some months ago sealed off all branches of a commercial bank within the state for alleged 6 billion naira accumulated debt. In Oka, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
More stories will come your way after this short break.
Good morning, Anambra.
Otuto mano, ndi Anambra.
It's Good Morning, Anambra, our breakfast TV show on ABS TV, channel 24.
My name is Iberi Ugunna. To light up your morning with,
I am Nonye Nwokoye.
Theophilus Oko.
Chidinma Oranwa.
Ijama Uche.
Every morning, weekdays, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
From newspaper reviews
to interactive segments with viewer participation,
news from our studio,
sports, entertainment. Join us.
Tune in weekdays, 7 a.m.
Good Morning, Anambra, your breakfast TV show, every weekday from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
This is ABS, Heartbeat of the East.
Yeah, welcome back to the news. The National Industrial Court of Nigeria has ordered the organized labor comprising the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress not to embark on its indefinite strike scheduled to commence on November 6. Justice Sanusi Kado on Friday gave the order in a ruling on an ex parte application moved on behalf of the federal government by the Solicitor General of the Federation and Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Justice, Mr. Dayo Abata. Agreeing with Abata, Justice Kado ruled that if the strike is allowed, it will lead to huge economic loss to both public and private institutions and could jeopardize the health of many Nigerians who will not be able to access health facilities during the period. The organized labor had threatened to commence an indefinite strike action to press for the increase in the national minimum wage from the current 18,000 naira. The last meeting of the tripartite negotiation committee on the minimum wage had ended in deadlock after the federal government insisted that it could only afford to pay 24,000 naira, while the governors under the aegis of the Nigerian Governors Forum had held on to 22,500 naira and the labor 30,000 naira. Apart from the NLC and the TUC, the NGF is also joined as a defendant in the suit. Justice Kado adjourned the matter till November 8 for the hearing of the motion on notice seeking the interlocutory injunction to stop the strike. The judge ordered that the court order and other papers be filed on all the defendants. Meanwhile, the organized labor has insisted on embarking on the nationwide strike over the non-implementation of the 30,000 naira as the new minimum wage, in spite of the National Industrial Court ruling in Abuja. Mr. Ayubu Bawaba, President, Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, said this in an interview in Abuja on Friday. The National Industrial Court of Nigeria in Abuja had restrained the organized labor from proceeding on nationwide strike on Friday. The nationwide strike by organized labor is scheduled to commence on November 6 over the new minimum wage for workers in the country. According to WABA, labor was not aware of any court ruling and have not seen or have not been served of any notice. And on business, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) yesterday signed a 6-month crude for product swap agreement, otherwise known as direct purchase, with BP Oil International Limited, the trading arm of British Petroleum, for the supply of premium motor spirits, also known as petrol. In a statement in Abuja, NNPC said this latest agreement would represent 20% of NNP's total PMS supply under the DSP arrangement, which basically allows the corporation to exchange crude oil with international oil traders for imported petroleum products over a period of time. It added that this was part of measures to sustain the robust supply of petroleum products across the country, and especially going into the Yuletide period and beyond. Speaking shortly after a brief signing ceremony in Abuja, Group Managing Director of NNPC, Mr. Mike Antibaro, said as the nation's product supplier of last resort, NNPC was committed to products availability by inviting new and old players to play in the Nigerian oil sector. Mr. John Goodrich, Head of Marketing and Origination, BP Oil International, said it was a great honor for his company to be trusted by NNPC as one of its strategic suppliers. And on entertainment, 2 people have been stabbed during an incident at Sony Music headquarters in central London. Firearms officers and paramedics were called to the building in Derry Street, Kensington, and an arrest was later made. People were evacuated from the building and roads nearby were closed. The Met said there was no evidence of any firearms involved and it was not being treated as terror-related. London Ambulance Services said paramedics had taken one person to a major trauma center and another was taken to hospital. Neither of those stabbed suffered life-threatening injuries, according to Scotland Yard. And on a sad note now, the remains of late Mr. Angus Mufo Iloka has been laid to rest in his country home, Ezinimo Village, Eziowele, in the Idemili North Council area. Late Angus Iloka retired as Deputy Director of News and Current Affairs, Anambra Broadcasting Service. Chidemwika Nyon was there and now files report.
During his service years, Mr. Iloka left commendable legacy which perhaps attracted the staff of the News and Current Affairs Department of ABS to come out in their numbers to pay him last respect. During the burial ceremony, different groups in their different uniforms, dances and displays sympathized with the family. Condoling with the bereaved, the Director of News and Current Affairs Department, Mr. Gabe Okpaleze, described the deceased as a peace-loving man and prayed God to comfort those he left behind. Responding on behalf of the family, an elder brother to the deceased, Chief Oke Iloka, thanked ABS family and others for honoring the deceased, praying God to bless and keep the establishment. In an interview, the first son of the deceased, Mr. Nnamdi Iloka, and the daughter-in-law, Mrs. Chidemi Iloka, described their late father as a teacher, mentor, and a disciplinarian, and appreciated those that came to be with them in their moment of grief. The Ogene people, Umuada, and the band were also there to add color to the ceremony. From Ezinimo Village, Eziowele, in Idemili North Council area, I am Chidemma Ikanyo reporting for ABS News.
Remember, you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging on to our website, www.absradiotv.com. Like us at Facebook at www.facebook.com/ABSRadioTelevision. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. And that is the news, but before we go, here are main points again. Governor Obiano has reassured on effective security network across the state. State Police Command has arrested 2 armed robbery suspects at Amansi. Court has ordered organized labor not to embark on industrial action. And on the foreign scene, we brought you that 2 people have been stabbed at Sony Music headquarters in London. And that is the news. On behalf of the whole team here, I am David Okwasale. Good morning. The weekend show continues after now.